If I had 3 words to describe myself 12 months ago, weird.
A workaholic, definitely.
Free, happy, and outgoing.
Absolute wet wipe.
Bit obnoxious.
Active.
Completely incompetent. Moron.
Kind of caring a little bit, not too much though.
Although I was skinnier 12 months ago.
Very generous, I should say, to my mates.
I think it has changed my personality, yeah. Pandemic, yeah.
I think it has definitely changed my personality. Gone a bit more quiet, does that, if it makes sense.
I feel like my character's changed in the sense, I feel like before the pandemic I didn't really have patience for people. Or patience for much, to be honest. Which is not good, because you should have patience for people and whatnot. But now I feel like I do.
I think not being able to talk to people face to face has made me become more like it's made me overthink a lot.
I've kind of had to learn to be more patient.
It's like I'm aloof at times.
I feel like I've had to spend so much time waiting for things to happen.
It's made me feel sad and lonely more than anything. I've only had my children's company. I've not really had any adult interaction in months.
Being in lockdown, nobody really knew what that means, being in lockdown. Like, you stay at home and you eat and you watch TV all the time. Being in lockdown the first time around was a joy because we've been working so hard. To have some time off was great, but thinking about it a year on, I just couldn't get back to work.
I adjusted by accepting it, getting used to it.
How did I adjust? Easily, to be honest. I just didn't leave the house. It's pretty easy for me to do. Just played games with my friends all day and got paid to do nothing. It's quite fun actually. I'd do it again. Minus the deadly virus bit, of course, because I'm not evil.
It was hard, yeah. It took me a while to get used to it and it's pretty rough, yeah. I'm not getting out as much as I used to. Not doing as much with my friends. I'm more I'm more carefree. I don't care what people think, and I just do what I do in it. The way I talk to people and how I act around certain people has 100% changed.
My mental health during the lockdown for the whole year has not been great. I love to work. I'm quite bubbly in personality, so I always talk. And like I said, I work in a restaurant trade, so I always talk to people every day, no matter what. If I'm coming on a bus, going to town, seeing some friends, working-wise, talking to my customers. And it's completely opposite. I can't even string a conversation anymore. I don't know how to act with people around me. It's just because I've been in my bubble with my home life, and to be with other people, socialising, even though you have that 2 meters distancing, it's going to be so weird, and I'll find will be too much for me because I will be a bit anxious about it all.
My anxiety's been a bit here and there, but I'm getting used to it and I'm cracking on, yeah. In school it's more difficult because I'm scared to ask teachers questions because of my social anxiety, and I feel like everyone's going to be there to make fun of me, stuff like that.
My mental state is not great at this time because you end up doing more drugs, or you end up smoking more, or either drinking more, or perhaps in my case, eating more. During the last 12 months, have I really found out about myself? I've gone lazy.
I don't want to leave this pandemic and work all the time. That's not fun. No.
Any new hobbies? I'm more into cooking now and, yeah, becoming a little chef.
I discovered Netflix a year ago. I'm sorry, I discovered it a year ago. And so basically my joy are going home or just get some food and just watch Netflix all day long.
Going for walks has been like quite helpful. I always thought it was like bullshit when people said like going for a walk clears your head, but it's actually kind of true.
I've met some new people. I've realised a lot about myself and other people, and I've been able to understand the world more than originally.
I did meet a lot of new people from being stuck inside, which sounds stupid, but I guess that's the internet now, isn't it?
I think the only thing that's positive to come out of the lockdown is me being able to spend more quality time with my children.
My bedroom is a frigging mess. So I've been saying this for years, trying to organise it. And finally, with the time that I've been given, I got rid of 20 years of my life in my bedroom, trying to give it a good spring clean. So I'm really pleased with that.
3 words to describe myself now. Confident in a certain way. I'm more focused and more strong.
Active. I like to become more active, and I'm more focused right now, but I am very lazy. Contradiction there.
Gives less shit.
I'm on the same person 12 months ago. Yes or no?
I don't think I'm the same person I was 12 months ago. I think this lockdown's affected us all.
I feel like before, like, I was paranoid over everything, and now I don't really care to feel anxious about anything anymore. Like, I just want to do what I want to do, and if it doesn't work out, then that's okay. And if I don't like it, I'm not going to do it anymore.
No, I'm a completely different person now.
No, I wouldn't. No, I'm not the same person I was 12 months ago. Who would want to be?
Hello. If you didn't know me, my name's Caleb, and it's okay if you didn't know that. But I think it's safe for me to assume that you know what one of these is. It's a face mask. We should all be used to wearing them by now, with COVID-19 still affecting our lives at the moment. Because of this, I wanted to look at the history of masks, see where they came from, where they were used in the world. So, when I was deciding where to start for this video, I decided to look up the Google definition of what a mask is. After reading it, I was drawn to the horror aspect of masks. This led me to Google iconic horror movie masks, which led me to characters such as Ghostface, Leatherface, and Jason Voorhees for a few examples. All pretty well-known horror movie icons, with their own iconic mask designs. These are pretty iconic characters. Anyway, when it comes to the history of masks, there's only one place we can really start. The iconic beak masks of the 16th century, mainly used during the bubonic plague. They've got their iconic beaks, which were used to protect people from the Black Death. They would fill their beaks with petals to protect them from the bad smells that they thought carried the plague. Another form of famous mask that I thought about while making this video originates from Mexico, in the form of the lucha libre. These were famous masks worn by Mexican wrestlers. These were all part of their characters, and the best way to disgrace your opponent would be to unmask them after you've already beat them. They have simplistic designs. Maybe one of them has a star, one of them has a moon, each with their own set colour scheme, with their very standard colours, reds, blues, etc. While on the topic of Mexico, there's also a tradition that involves a lot of masks, in the form of the Day of the Dead, where people decorate skulls and gather their family together to grieve for the dead. These skulls have usually very floral designs, as to make them look pretty, in a way. There's one more kind of mask I want to talk about. It's on popular websites such as YouTube and Twitch. We've got creators making their own forms of content using an animated avatar, VTubers they're called, and it's mainly for a creative display of their personalities. Maybe some of them don't feel comfortable showing their face, so they spend hours making their own character. All of these look very humanistic. You can tell what they are, and they all look very simplistic. So, in conclusion, what can we really take away from this? I don't know. Masks are pretty cool. They each manage to have things that make them different, and even if they look alike, you can tell where masks have come from, whether it's from the vibrant colours of Mexico to the dark and gloomy masks of the 16th century. But that's all the time I've got for today, so thanks for watching, and see ya!
Hi, my name is Sam, and this is a documentary about my day in the life in lockdown. What you guys are going to see here is basically what I've been doing throughout the pandemic. In the morning, I'll obviously wash my face, brush my teeth, I will shower and whatever, and afterwards try and do some uni work, but that never used to happen. I mean, sometimes, but I'll always end up on my phone, talking to people, on TikTok, and doing other stuff. It was very hard for me to do work, especially in the conditions that we were. Other times as well, I'll spend time on my PS4, just playing with my friends. At other times, I'll just stare around my room. I'll try and go out to get some fresh air. Otherwise, I'd feel like I was trapped in my room. Empty streets, no one about. no places to go. I was just thinking, damn, is this really happening? Like, what's going on? Being in a pandemic, or let's say a life in a pandemic, was very hard. Like, the levels of depression that you can go through. All I could do was just stay on my phone, even outside. I'd go outside, get some fresh air. Then when I would go back to my room, I would just basically do the same thing. On my phone, or playing PS4. It was a really tough time for me. Especially me coming from London, thinking that I was gonna have my lessons on campus, to then just end up being trapped in my room. Which it was fine, but very boring too. Because there's literally nothing to do. Nothing happens. I just ended up buying lots of clothes because I was bored, and I just had money there in my account, and I just didn't know what to do with it. Saving wasn't for me. One of the things that I learned about this lockdown is that you should always try to make the most of it, even though I didn't, but I'll try to. Sleeping was the best option.
Every good tale starts with once upon a time, but our story begins where the history is illustrated by legends and myths. A land of vibrant culture with plenty stories to tell. A land with many treasures. A land with history, culture and traditions. This is Romania, the other life. Romania is a country located at the crossroads of Central, Eastern and Southeastern Europe. It's like the easternmost point of Latin influence. It shares land borders with Bulgaria to the south, Ukraine to the north, Hungary to the west, Serbia to the southwest, Moldova to the east, and its opening to the Black Sea. Romania is the 12th largest country in Europe and the 6th most populous member state of the Europe Union. Its capital and largest city is Bucharest. Other major urban areas include Cluj-Napoca, Timisoara, Iași, Constanța, Craiova, Brașov, and Galați. The River Danube, Europe's second longest river, rises in Germany's Black Forest and flows in a generally southeasterly direction for 1,775 miles, before emptying into Romania's Danube Delta. The Carpathian Mountains, which cross Romania from the north to the southwest, include Moldoveanu Peak, at an altitude of 8,346 feet. They are surrounded by the Moldavian and Transylvanian plateaus, the Carpathian Basin and the Wallachian Plains. Paris has the Eiffel Tower, London has the Big Ben, but what about Romania? Beyond its breathtaking landscapes, fascinating regions, and awe-inspiring nature, the country boasts a rich architectural heritage. Some of the best spots in Romania are the Paleș Castle, Palace of Parliament, Palace of Culture Iași, Vornit Monastery, Black Church of Brașov, St. Michael Church of Cluj, Romanian Athenaeum, Romanian National Theatre and Opera, Borkenthal Palace, Viscrai Fortified Church, Barsana Monastery, Neamț Citadel, Corvin Castle, Heroes Mausoleum, the Gates of Iron, Constanța Casino, Sapanta the Happy Cemetery, Infinity Column, Selina Turda, King Disebel Statue, the Tunnel of Love and Bran Castle or Dracula's Castle. Romania started out as a shaky post-communist state that many people didn't know how to interact with this. In 1965, Nicolae Ceausescu came to power and ruled Romania as its communist leader until 1989. He extended the authority of the security secret police and imposed a severe cult of personality, which led to a dramatic decrease in the dictator's popularity and culminated in his overthrow and eventual execution, together with his wife, in the violent Romanian Revolution of December 1989 in which thousands were killed or injured. The charges for which they were executed were among others was genocide by starvation. After the fall of communism, Romania applied in June 1993 for membership in the European Union and became an associated state of the EU in 1995, an acceding country in 2004, and a full member on January 1, 2007. Today, Romania is the largest electronics producer in Central and Eastern Europe and the most underrated wine-producing countries in the world, usually around 12th place in overall world production. Many people wonder what Romania gave to the world till now. To begin with, try to imagine writing your entire life with only a pencil. The fountain pen was invented by Romanian professor named Petre Poenaru. Dr. Stefano Dobelja was a scientist renowned as the father of cybernetics. Practically he is inventor of modern cybernetics. Nicolae Paulescu, Romanian physiologist, invented insulin. As at the 20th century, time was the key word for solving anything. The jet plane invented by Henri Coanda was one of the most revolutionary inventions ever. Mircea Eliade was the first in the world who wrote a complete history of religious. Inside of the Microsoft company, the second spoken language is Romanian. When we speak about the dead, Romanian people know how to laugh. We are the first nation who have a happy graveyard. Without a Romanian gymnast, the world don't know what is a perfect 10. Nadia Comaneci got the first 10 in history of gymnastics in Montreal 1976. When we speak about the football, no one would have been able to defend 4 penalty strikes in a row. This performance by Romanian goalkeeper Helmut Ducadam granted Steaua Bucharest the Champions Cup in 1986. Gastronomically speaking, Romanian people are the proud owners of the most mouth-pleasing dishes in the world. The traditional cuisine is actually a mix of dishes and cooking techniques borrowed from neighboring cultures, such as Hungarian, German, Turkish, and Slavic, but transformed and Romanized with local herbs and spices. Romanian traditions are a little intense because they are saturated in myth and legend, especially with major life events like birth, marriage and even death. Some traditions include things like for a kid's first birthday it is common to cut a piece of hair from the baby and keep it forever. Also, people might give offerings to the fake fairies by leaving gifts on the windowsill. Romanian weddings are also pretty extreme. It's common for the bride to get kidnapped by friends of the family for a ransom. Christmas is very important to Romanian people. They're making as much noise as possible, wearing costumes, sometimes having whips and carrying staffs to ward off evil spirits. On St. Andrew's Day it's common to eat garlic and spread garlic all over the house to ward off evil spirits. Every region of Romania has their own folk costume which generally look pretty similar, but you will notice they all kind of have like a Balkan Slavic influence style. Romanian music has always had a noticeable Eastern Balkan and European twang to it. Stringed instruments are probably the most preferred form of musical device and even for percussion. The most common folk styles include Doina or the Song of the Elders. Each region has its own version of these styles, either through dance or song.
Bongo la, bongo cia cia cia, parlami del Sud America. Quello che dicono laggiù, forse è fantasia e nulla più. Bongo la.
That's all. Or you'll jump and you'll see and feel.
You know what's so good about the truth? Everyone knows what it is. However long they've lived without it. No one forgets the truth. Frankly, they just get better at lying.
If being crazy means living life as if it matters, then I don't care if I'm completely insane.
Really? Everybody is watching each other. It's not a mental thing, it's a ridiculous reality. If you want to find a reason to blame anyone, you'll find it. If you want to find a reason to make someone joyful or even happy, you'll find it as well.
We just must be more than all this, more, higher, wiser. Let's keep going and let's don't give up.
Just an absolute mess in my head, to be honest.
There is no place in the world, the best one to be or to live. It's all about our attitude towards other people, circumstances. It's all about us, it's all about how we can perceive this reality, because it started somehow into dividing. Bonded mind became a drama, everlasting. But you are more, whoever now you are, because the cosmos is not a lonely star. Now it's time to pay attention. You don't need a thrilling storm for a shake. You just an infinitesimal part of the creation. Wake up, my friend. Now it's time to be awake. Always do what you can do on your best, in every single moment, within those limits and circumstances you have. "12th of April, and it looks like more freedom. Lots of cars. But what is freedom?"
Mama, mulțumesc că ești.
Everything is happening. Everything it will happen are just life lessons to make us wiser and better. Let's be better. Let's learn these lessons and make right decisions.
Nobody is perfect. 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 Nobody is perfect.
If you are a good person, if you are good inside, you can't be affected by different exterior things, isn't it? If you can love one thing, you can love everything. If you can hate one simple thing, then you can hate every single thing in this world.
Because you shouldn't hate anything. You should accept first and think.
Why don't spend this life for something really valuable?
I'm trying my best. I'm trying my best to be okay. I'm trying my best, but every day it's so hard.